Today is June 14th, Flag Day, and my title this morning is Standing Tall in Faith. And inasmuch as it's Flag Day, I brought a prop. One most of you are familiar with. Hopefully there it is. Technical challenges here and there, but we're persevering as we do as metaphysicians. So I begin my lesson this morning with some examples of Spirit's perfect time and space. And it's the foundation upon which I've assembled my information today. Well, the first example on this day, on Flag Day, is what Flag Day is. It commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on June 14th, 1777. Then in 1796, President Woodrow Wilson marked the anniversary of this decree by officially establishing June 14th as Flag Day. The flag, waving to us, is a symbol of our nation's rich history and towering strength. And I was raised as a young child with the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you know it and choose to join me, let's say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the second example of our national anthem this morning, I'd like to share. The second example is our national anthem. Let me restate that. It too has a strong message of strength and perseverance. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? This morning we honor the land of our freedom to choose, and our home, the home of the brave and courageous spiritual beings to express in love. So here we stand at the threshold of all we've known and all that we've done. And we've done a lot these last 2 years. From the campfire to COVID-19, which asked us to shelter in place, wear some masks, and sanitize everything, and being made aware through all of that of each other's safety and space and honoring. We've had 3 months of being in a state of what I call the chrysalis of spirit. It's a transformative period where, like the butterfly, something splendid appears out of it. Well, this period has revealed not only many fears to take note of, but also what we believe around those fears. As I mentioned in my May lesson, our underlying fears have an ability to reveal our faith. In other words, how deep our beliefs truly are. So I invite you now to take a moment for yourself and close your eyes if you choose. Get comfortable. Take in a deep breath. And invite your higher wisdom self, your divine wholeness, the God of you, to reveal what fears and concerns you have right now. Now breathe into that and see what's revealed. Don't judge it. Breathe. And when those fears are presented to you in this moment, identify them. Give thanks for the awareness of them. And in your own mind, imagine raising them up and into the light of truth for just a moment. See them in the light of the truth of what they are. A fear, a false belief. And then lovingly release them into that light. As you say to yourself, fear does not stand in the light of truth. Fear does not stand in the light of the truth I know to be. So take one closing breath in, gently exhale, and so it is. So I ask you right now, what fears and falsehoods came up to be seen? What are those underlying ideas that keep us down, keep us from being seen in the light of the truth of who we are? Now, what words of God, love, joy, abundance, life, and so on, are you willing to place anew in your belief system? What are those words? And as you know these words and use these words and affirm these words, they'll begin to strengthen your whole livingness, your physical immune system, and will insulate your consciousness away from what's been referred to as the herd mentality, H-E-R-D mentality. In science of mind, we refer to that herd mentality as race consciousness. And it's powerful right now. It's been a stampede worldwide of this herd, of this animal that has been let loose. And I'm classifying this stampede this morning as Spirit's tantrum. Spirit has had quite enough. Think about it. A young child, when asked, "Sweetheart, why do you thrash around and rant and roll all over the floor?" And the reply came, "Sometimes I just gotta let it out." Sometimes we have to let it out. Gotta let it out. The pressure of what lies beneath the surface has to be let out. And so it releases what is no longer serving us. And so I believe that what we're seeing in the world today could not be contained beneath the surface anymore. And I am grateful that this has been revealed to be healed. This is our call. This tantrum, I believe, is an invitation of spirit, an invitation to love and for divine order and compassion, and ultimately, the wholeness in the human race. This is the type of faith I wish to stand upon. One of wholeness, one of love. Are you willing to see love, wholeness? What will it take for you to rise above those fears that you realized earlier this morning in my talk? What would allow you to see a clear and greater possibility and stand firm in your faith of who and what is needed? To stand tall is often perceived as someone's height or their physical stature. Well, I offer another possibility this morning. Taking a stand is the result of healing our fears and accepting our inner wholeness, the compassion that we can know and accept for ourselves and to share. Standing tall in faith is an inner sense of being worthy of love and of belonging. And another word that came to me out of the Star-Spangled Banner and was the home of the brave. When you're home, you belong, and it's being brave in what you own. Our book of the month by Brené Brown is The Gifts of Imperfection. And I quote from her book this morning: "Owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is right, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy. The experiences that make us the most vulnerable are those: love and belonging and joy. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light." End quote. My friends, we are poised in this moment for the next journey of our souls. We are destined for an inward cleanse and a renewal of this soul. And I know that each of us is equipped with all that is needed to be successful. So I have a question for you. How will you name and frame the next part of your life story? Will it be from a fear-based, deep-seated unrest? Or will you write a new story? In The Gifts of Imperfection, author Brene Brown asks this: will you become fearful and look for assurances from others? Such as, what do you think? Should I do it? Do you think it's a good idea? Or do you think I'll regret it? What would you do? Well, the typical response to these questions is, and I want you to pay attention to this part, I'm not sure what you should do, my friends. What does your gut say? And there it is. What does your gut say? We shake our head and say, I'm not sure, when the real answer is, I have no idea. I have no idea. We, my gut and I, haven't spoken in years. Well, my friends, our gut is our intuition, and we often don't trust our own knowing, do we? I have fallen into that category from time to time. Not as often as I used to, but it still happens. And so I'm here to say, pay attention. We know what is right and proper and loving. Our intuition is drawing up and out of us the purest of ourselves, our honest intentions. What will yours be? What will your intentions be for the rest of 2020? One of my favorite reads early on in my spiritual journey is Deepak Chopra. And in his book, The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success, he shares the law of intention and desire, and I quote, "Inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. Intention and desire in the field of potentiality have infinite organizing power. And when we introduce an intention in the fertile ground of pure potentiality, we put this infinite organizing power to work for us." End quote. Intentions create. Intentions lay the pathway. Intentions organize every aspect of that intention, even those we are unaware of, ultimately leading us to that end intention. So during this time of reorganizing our inner self, that inner struggle that is showing up in the world, because we're all in the mix of that, want to or not, but we have the power to change that, one person at a time, beginning with you, beginning with me. Turn away from the talking heads. You know who I mean. Sweeten the conversations with your gut. Have a romance with your inner self. Your inner self that began and still is that inner child. And it's always ready to lift the truth of you into the light of manifestation. There was a meditation in the Science of Mind textbook I'd like to share with you this morning. And it's called Love Dissolves All Fear. And if you'd like to close your eyes and go into this space with me, I trust you will come through this meditation feeling the love, feeling the support, and the inner joy that I find in this meditation. Love dissolves all fear. Greater than fear is love. Love dissolves all fear, casts out all doubt, and sets the captive free. Love, like the river of life, flows through me and refreshes me with its eternal blessings. Love cannot be afraid. It is fearless. It is strong and is mighty in its works. It can accomplish all things through the inner light of that faith in the all-good, which fills my very being with a powerful presence. End quote. Beloveds, each moment and experience is an opportunity to spread new wings of awareness as love and light to create a wholehearted life. And as the song Star Spangled Banner says, "Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light, the light of awareness." We've come through so much to be here today. We have experienced unimagined opportunity appearing as turmoil, separation, anger, death. And yet, through all of these is a call for more love. What will you do? What words of faith will you bring to the strength of yourself, to your friends, to your family, and to our world? Standing tall in faith is being empowered to live the powerfully knowing truth of who we are. That I am unmoved at my very core by any outside influence. I am unmoved spiritually. I am moved to see more clearly. I am moved to think about my thoughts. I am open to listen to my innermost gut feelings and to examine and re-examine and re-examine that part of me that knows the next step. And when I come to the battle line in the world, in my mind, I pause. I look out across the situation, whatever it may be. And as a true warrior of mindfulness, I reload with love, compassion, joy, wholeness, and healing for myself and the world. So, beloveds, trust your gut. Be brave. Be brave. Call upon the clarity of spirit. Let it awash you. Let it bring you up into the light. And accept the gifts that this life truly has for each one of us. I, for one, am very fortunate. I count the gifts first. And you know what? When I do, everything else I don't need, I don't want. My adrenaline is raised with truth, not with anguish, not with confrontation, not with ego. Let it go. Let it go. And when you do, you'll be standing tall in faith. Bless you on your journey. Bless you into life. Raise your flag tall, and stand in your faith. Namaste. And so it is.